Today for you, I'm going to review the Pelikan M400 Fountain Pen. Pelikan is a German company, and they make pens that are really beautiful to write with. So what I'm going to do is show you all the pieces of the pen. I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to give this pen some ratings out of 5. I'm going to rate the design, the comfort, and the writing experience / nib performance. Then I'm going to do a writing sample, and then we'll be done. So these are the parts of the pen. Though it doesn't focus and you can't see, on the finial there's a little image of the Pelikan logo, a pelican feeding her baby. There's a gold or gold color ring there, which slants inwards, and then it comes down to the Pelikan clip. I really like the Pelikan clip. It is a stylized pelican face with the eyes and the beak. I like this touch because it is a whimsical touch on an otherwise serious pen. The cap is black, slight taper, and then it has a band which says Pelikan, Germany. And that's it. It's very simple. The cap screws on. Then we have the barrel. The barrel is the classic Pelikan green stripes. And the nice thing about this barrel is that it is slightly translucent. I don't know if you can see it here, but when it says inked up, it's not right now, you can see the level of ink, which is important because this is a piston filler, which means that the mechanism for drawing up the ink is inside the barrel, and that gives this, even though it's a small pen, a large ink capacity. Which brings us to the end cap, which is the piece that screws in and out, operating the piston, drawing the ink. You screw it out, it pushes the piston down, you screw it in, it pulls the piston up, filling the pen. The cap posts, which is nice because then I find it much more usable because it's so small. I don't really like writing with this unposted. Then we have the nib in the section. The section is black, and you notice in the black of the end cap and the section balance each other, and the end cap and the cap balance each other. I like that. Slight hourglass with a lip up, and then you have the nib. It's not a gigantic nib, but it is a broad. And it says Pelikan, has a Pelikan logo, and it says 14C for 14 karat, and 585 the gold content. Here's a springy nib, and it's really nice to write with. You'll see that in the writing sample. Okay, so those are the parts of the pen. On to the ratings. This pen, for design, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. This is a classic design, it is a classy design, and it's very distinctive. You show this pen to anyone who's interested in fountain pens, they're going to see it and think, that is a Pelikan, it probably writes really well, and they will be right. For comfort, I give this pen a 4. Now, there's nothing wrong with it, it's not uncomfortable. I don't like writing with it unposted. Posted I like, but I still find it a little thin, not as comfortable for writing for extended periods of time. Not terrible, so it's a 4. When it comes to writing experience and nib performance, I give it a 5. This pen has a beautiful nib. It is springy and smooth and wet and everything you want in a pen. This is a broad, and so it just lays down a nice thick wet line. The only issue I ever have is sometimes on Reveiw, which is very slick, when I put the pen down and I start to write, there's maybe a ½ millimeter or a millimeter where the pen just takes, or it doesn't catch. There's no ink coming out. I think it's because the paper is so slick and these broad nibs are a little bit more polished, so just takes a little bit longer for it to start flowing. The way you can remedy that is just press slightly harder when you start the letter or the word, and then write normally after that. Then it writes absolutely beautifully. So, if you do the math, that is a 4.5 for design, a 4 for comfort, and a 5 for writing. Average of 4.5. I love this pen. So, we're going to do a writing sample, and then we'll be done. Okay, now for the writing sample. I'm going to fill the pen with Reveiw Ligue d'été, which is a nice brown It shades quite nicely. And like I said, to operate the piston, you put the nib into the ink, draw this right out, plunge it down, and you suck up a load of ink. You can do that a couple times to ensure full fill, but for now, just once will be plenty. Wipe that off. Put away the ink. Post the pen because it's more comfortable that way. And now we can write. So, like I said, this is a Pelikan M400. The ink is Reveiw de Te. So, once upon a time there's a pelican. Drank a gallon of, why can I not write tea? Gallon of tea. So, as you can see, that is very smooth. It just writes so easily. Really enjoy to write with. Now, I'll write faster to see if the feed can provide enough ink for there. I don't need to be legible, I'm just scribbling, really just making sure that was just me not holding it down on the paper. Making sure that if I move quickly, it keeps up. A couple skips, but really I'm not sure if that was just me moving the pen incorrectly. Other than that, it's great. Coloring. Yeah, that's a lot of ink. And this is a Te. It's considered to be a drier ink. So, this is pushing out quite a bit. Now this pen is really nice because there's some natural line variation. As you can see, up is skinnier, down is thicker. But, watch when I do this. Yeah, there's a lot of flex, a lot of springiness. Egypt. I'm not sure what that is. So, there is that. There's a lot. Can I write on the reverse? No. No ink is coming out. Sometimes you get a start and then it'll stop, but there's really no ink. Now, I tend to do a lot of doodling. Is this a good pen for doodling? It's not bad. The nib is a little broader than I normally would. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll draw a pelican. I don't know what pelicans look like. Maybe like that. Is that what a pelican looks like? Sure, why not? That is a pelican. He has a little top hat because he is using a fancy fountain pen. There you go. And that's about the whole thing. If you have any questions, please feel to ask, comment below. Follow the channel if you like it. And for now, that is goodbye and thanks for watching.